Hello and welcome to Eduleader Speaks series by EducationWorld. This is Reshma, a special correspondent with the EducationWorld. We have with us today Mr. Mukesh Sharma. He is the chairman and director of Prometheus School, Noida. He holds a Master's of Science and Technology degree in Information Systems and also a Master's in Engineering Management. He's an avid golfer and philanthropist. He's also been the founder CEO of QA Infotech Worldwide, a software services organization. Mr. Sharma believes that there is a need to reimagine learning and also provide holistic and affordable education across the country. Welcome, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you.
Great. So, moving on to our questions. So, the country's education system has somewhere undergone a metamorphosis with the COVID-19 pandemic. So now that we've started bringing back children to school, to campus, what would be your 3-point prescription to revitalize Indian education?
Thank you. I think my 3 points for government would be, number one, government should increase the spend on education. Presently, government is spending around 3% of the GDP. Whereas, the norm is 6%. The pandemic hit us really hard. And people who suffered the most are the ones who do not have access to smart devices or to internet.
Correct.
These schools, that government has, government schools, they weren't quick enough to get online. Learning should never stop. And I think, if we have to have Atmanirbhar Bharat, we must increase the spend on education. We must provide free smart devices, maximum of 2 devices per house, depending on the number of children that they have. I also believe that the government should empower and enable telecom companies to build or take the infrastructure to the last mile. Because even if we provide these smart devices to children, in villages, they may not be able to connect to internet, seamless connection. The third one being, government should make it mandatory. Or, there's a clear need of making an amendment to the CSR policy, wherein organizations like my company, QA Infotech, we give CSR contribution. Now, last year, I remember giving 1.2 CR to Prime Minister Relief Fund. But I think 75% of whatever is the contribution of each organization should go towards building the infrastructure, should go towards the education system, especially the area which is within 10-kilometer range of the organization's headquarters or the work offices. That would make things work.
Got it. So, the next question you've already answered in part. So my next question would be about budgetary allocation towards education. First of all, do you think it is sufficient? And if yes, then has it been used appropriately?
It is not sufficient. 93,000 crores, which is less than 3% of the GDP in 2021, is not sufficient. Yes, last year it was 85,000 crores, which is also around 3% of the GDP, wasn't sufficient. This year there has been an increase of 8,000 crores, but that doesn't help. We need to have 6% amount, set aside for education, because our foundation has to be strong.
So, yours is a relatively new school, and I think a couple of months into inception, the pandemic began to set in. So what were some of the challenges that you had to deal because of the pandemic?
Truly speaking, we didn't have many challenges. We were blessed to have technology backing, right? I mean, I come from a technology organization, tech entrepreneur, having worked with the top edtech companies as our clients. We were able to switch to online learning within a day. I'm blessed to have a great team. So, I cannot thank our teachers enough to step up in their role to manage both the online learning as well as their homes. We use something called Fundu, which is an OTT platform that Prometheus adopted right when the pandemic started. So all our sessions that have taken place during the pandemic are on that OTT. And a child can just log in at any point of time and go through the video, ask relevant questions, and get answers from the teachers.
So, you were someone who turned into an edupreneur from an entrepreneur because you were somewhere a dissatisfied parent. So can you brief us about behind the setting up of the school?
Yeah, sure. So I was not just a dissatisfied parent, but also I wasn't happy what I studied when I was growing up as a child, right? I wanted to move away from rote learning. Instead of cribbing about the education system that we have in India, I chose to sit on the other side and, I said, let me bring the change. So I started this international school, Prometheus International School, with the intent of ensuring that children get to follow their passion. Children get to explore, identify what they are passionate about, and follow their passion. Move away from rote learning to inquiry-based learning. And IB was the right fit. So, that's why, yeah. So we are IB Continuum School. We've already got IB PYP authorization. We've already got IB DP authorization. IB MYP authorization we should get in another couple months.
So in your school, how do you ensure parental involvement on a regular basis?
So parental involvement is the key. So we've got student-led councils wherein students come up with engagement wherein parent directly joins. For example, we had literacy week wherein we reached out to the parents. We are aware of what each parent brings on the table. So we engage them. I know we have one parent who's also an author. So he came and he interacted with the children. We also do surveys wherein we seek for their inputs. What is one thing that is going well at Prometheus? What is one thing that we would like to improve? We collect feedback and then take informed decisions. We also organize monthly coffee mornings for senior school, wherein we have at our school we have physical meeting with the parents to understand what is going well, what is it that we can improve, interacting regarding their child.
So somewhere the Indian education system was or rather the education system across the world was pushed to make an online shift with the onset of the pandemic. But do you believe that blended learning is the future now?
What we've witnessed in last 1.5 years is just the beginning, right? We don't know. There is a lot of uncertainty. So hybrid is the way to go. We need to make sure that all schools are equipped with the right technology and tools to be able to offer hybrid. You would remember there are days in Delhi NCR when district administration announces an off because it's too polluted, right? Pollution is at its peak, so no schools, right? For a whole week. I wouldn't want learning to stop. Learning should never stop. So those are the days, if such kind of pandemic hits, we get online, so hybrid learning is the way to go.
Thinker or philosopher that you admire the most?
Steve Jobs.
Okay. And your favorite Nobel laureate?
Mother Teresa.
Okay. Can you tell us about your leadership style?
Collaborative, but I prefer delegative because I hire the best team. Okay. And when you have somebody that you can rely on, you would follow delegative.
And what's your favorite book on education?
My favorite book is The Elements by Ken Robinson.
Thank you so much. was a very insightful discussion. So thank you for joining us as part of the Eduleader Speaks.
Thank you.